I want to share with you a conversation with Dr. Judy Shelton. She's a former economic advisor for the president, and she's the author of Good as Gold: How to Unleash the Power of Sound Money. She makes good logical arguments that she's obviously knows what she's talking about. She talks about honest money and says the Fed is their so-called stable inflation. You know, they want us to they want to go at 2% inflation. That's actually problematic. And you know, in fact, I might have mentioned this on one of my previous videos, but I remember listening to conversation. No, in fact, on this it's on this video you will see she'll talk about how a conversation about with the Fed back in the 1990s. Alan Greenspan was the head of the Fed at that point, and the issue at the meeting was raised at that point about whether there should be inflation. And Greenspan's perspective was that there should not be inflation, and most people who aren't Fed supporters would tell you the Fed should not. No, we shouldn't have inflation. We should let things go the way they go, and sometimes things are going up, sometimes they're going down, but the things get balanced out. And of course, what we've done in the last 15, 20 years, we basically just pretended we've had our economy manipulated. We're really not much different than the Soviet Union or China. You know, we've they've done so much manipulation, some of it in our face and others sort of behind the scenes. You know, in the Soviet Union, they would just say, all right, the inflation rate's going to be XYZ, right? They'd say we're going to have a 5% inflation rate. That's it, regardless whether that was really what it was, the economy was really doing or not. And that has ramifications. So she doesn't think this stable inflation, which is basically a way of making us accept inflation. They fool us into, oh, as long as we're not too upset about it, we'll put up with losing our purchasing power. But she goes into a good bit of information about that, and it's a good thing to listen to. She advocates for the return of a gold standard, and it's because she thinks that could potentially help with stability, economic stability. And she cautions that the government, that the inflation statistics put out by the government actually just sort of distort reality, and we don't have a real true. If you're using them, and this is quite obvious. We've been listening to reporters tell us now. So our business and economic reporters tell us now for a good while that we don't have any inflation really going on. We don't have a recession going on. And it may be that, yes, technically this or technically that, but we know that the economy is shrinking, and that our money is, we're losing buying power. And of course, some of that they can bring in, like this whole bird flu thing. If I was going to be a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not saying this is true, I'm just saying, but I can see where, let's kill all the chickens so there's no eggs, so that the price of eggs go up, and we can blame it on the having to kill all the chickens. It's not because of inflation. It's because we're having to kill all the chickens. And we had a similar kind of thing here several years ago, where we had this worldwide thing happen, and we blamed it on the economy having the problems that it's had, since then in many ways. Oh, it was because the worldwide thing happened, and we had to shut down all the countries. Everybody had to stay inside their house, and the economy. You couldn't go to sit down at Burger King or anything like that. So Burger King had to shut down, and et cetera, et cetera. Right? These are all excuses sometimes. So who knows? I have no idea, but it's possible, right? Who knows? We know, though, that we're losing our purchasing power. And so, you know, you need to find places to put your money as it before it disappears on you. And that's one reason. Although I think in this in our economy today, what we've never had in the economy was these cryptocurrencies. So for especially for people who are more technological oriented, uh, they see cryptocurrencies as places to invest money, and I have money invested in cryptocurrency, not a lot, but I just don't want to be left behind, and so you, just to be exposed to it and etc. But of course, obviously, there's some people who have everything in cryptocurrencies, everything in bitcoins. What's the I don't remember the guy that his whole the entire company's funds are in Bitcoin. You can look him up. So there's people who are doing that. Whereas I think probably a lot more people would be, although the price of gold and silver have been rising here, repeat on and on and on and on and on. Certainly, that people have been going to gold to make sure, because gold is a insurance policy to keep you from losing your buying power, and everybody has heard the story of the people in Germany. Whenever the depression hit in Germany, they were going around and buying a loaf of bread or whatnot with a wheelbarrow full of marks, because the value of the money went to nothing, virtually nothing. So, and that could happen, but I doubt that's going to happen because, just in my opinion, I'm not an expert, but I doubt that's going to happen because I think that the people who run our economy, they have been doing everything they can to keep that from happening. So, and that might even be why Bitcoin was created in the first place, so that we'd have a place to sort of stabilize things a little bit. Although some people think the Bitcoin itself will go to virtually nothing. There's people who argue that, say it's worth nothing. But there certainly are cryptocurrencies that have utility, that are valuable on their own because of what how they function. And I've talked about that before. You can look at other videos I've done. But and I've tried to share other people who talk about cryptocurrencies that I think are helpful. But this is Judy Shelton. She was nominated to be on the Fed. I don't remember what happened about that at one point. But a bright woman who has stuff I think worth listening to. So without further ado, let me just say, please subscribe, like, share, make a comment. Tell me you think Judy Shelton is a shill. I don't think so, but whatever you believe, you can say. Just try to be polite while you're at it. As normal, as usual, I'm just looking for the truth, and so I'm willing to expose myself to a whole lot of things. And if you are watching my videos, you're seeing me expose you to things just to think about. What is true? What is the truth? Well, I think I know certain things are true, and you may agree with me or not, but we need to look at everything, look at it from all sides, as I've said, I believe, before. So subscribe, like, share, and you can take a look at that video up there. That's from a few days ago about cryptocurrencies as well. Have a good day.